Now, having discussed the short run where we discussed the law of the variable proportions, we now move on to the discussion into the long run where we will study the law of returns to scale. Now, before the discussion of the law of returns to scale, I want to discuss what the ISO-Quants are. Now, ISO-Quants are the contour maps or graph that shows the firm's production function. Now, let me make a very simplifying assumption over here that quantity of output is a function of just two units of factors of production. One is capital, another one is labor. Now, I just assume that there are only two factors of production. One is capital, and L is labor. Now, what does this ISO-Quant mean? It is simple to what the indifference curve means. Now, let me take up the quantity of labor on the x-axis, and let me take the quantity of capital on y-axis. Now, if I drop a graph of the ISO-Quant, it will be similar to our indifference curve. Now, what does this graph show? It shows that given the various combination of capital and labor, how we actually combine the capital and labor in different proportions, that gives the same output. Now, in the indifference curve, we talked about the two goods that give the same level of satisfaction. Over here, we are talking about the combination of capital and labor in such a way that gives us the let me make it L and let me mark this as capital. Now, so the combination of capital and labor in such a way that gives the same level of the output. Say, for example, I take this point and I take this point, then I take this point over here. So in this case, say for example, this is 1, 2 and 3, this is 1, 2 and 3. So over here I'm combining 1 unit of labor and 3 units of capital. So one side I have capital, on the other side I have labor. So in this case I'm combining 3 units of capital and I'm 1 unit of labor. In the second case I'm combining 2 units of labor and I'm combining 2 units of capital. In the another case I'm combining 3 units of labor and 1 unit of this capital. So all of these combinations give me the same level of output. Say for example, the output over here is 20 units, the output over here is 20, the output over here is 20. So the ISO-Quant represents is that curve which shows the different combinations of the capital and labor that gives us the same level of the output. Now the slope of this ISO-Quant, the slope is equal to marginal rate of technical substitution, like we had in the indifference curve, which means the amount of labor that we are giving to employ more and more capital. When I give up the labor to employ more and more capital, and the substitutability between the labor and capital is actually the slope of this ISO-Quant. Now it shows how I actually combine the two factors of production, that is capital and labor, so as to produce the same level of the output. So similar to the indifference curve, it shows the combination of the different factors, that is capital and labor, in such a way so that I get the same amount of the output, and its slope is equal to the marginal rate of technical substitution, where the substitute labor for the capital. And in this sense, the ISO-Quant simply shows us the combination of capital and labor in such a way so as to give the same level of satisfaction. Now next that I want to talk about is the ISO cost line. Now let me again make up a graph here where I take labor on the x-axis and I take capital on the y-axis. Now let me draw a straight line. Now as we had done in the utility indifference curve analysis, where we made a budget line, similar to this budget line, over here it is known as the ISO cost line. It means that given the combination of labor and capital which an organization can afford to employ at a particular period of time. Now similar to the indifference curve analysis, where I will drop a set of ISO-Quants on it. So this is my ISO-Quant 1, this is my ISO-Quant 2nd, and so on. Now as the equilibrium point in case of the indifference curve analysis was where the ISO cost, where the budget line and the indifference curve, where the budget line became tangent to the indifference curve, over here also the equilibrium production will be this point where the ISO cost line is tangent to the ISO-Quant. So now this will be the equilibrium level of the output, where this ISO cost line is going to be the tangent to the ISO-Quant line. Now on this ISO-Quant, the production, throughout the production on any point, if I talk about over here, or if I talk about over here, or talk about here, or some other point, the production